Foods to avoid if you have arthritis. Some foods and drinks may increase the risk of arthritis or make symptoms worse, for instance, highly processed foods and sweetened drinks. If you have arthritis, making the right dietary choices can not only help manage your symptoms but also reduce the risk of complications, help boost your overall well-being, and improve your quality of life. There are over 100 types of arthritis, but osteoarthritis, OA, is the most common. Other types include rheumatoid arthritis, RA, psoriatic arthritis, PSA, and gout. Consuming certain foods may also be beneficial for managing symptoms. This can include consuming a diet rich in whole fruits and vegetables and focusing on anti-inflammatory fats. A registered dietitian can provide more information about anti-inflammatory diets and help a person create a suitable eating plan to manage arthritis while ensuring that they get enough essential nutrients. Refined carbohydrates. Aim to avoid refined carbohydrates. Refined carbs is a broad category that includes white bread, white rice, grocery store cereals, and more. Digesting refined carbohydrates may trigger or worsen the release of cytokines, also known as the inflammatory messengers in the body. Considering swapping out refined carbohydrates for nutritious complex carbs like whole grains, oats, or brown rice instead to avoid worsening arthritis inflammation. When grains are processed into white flour or white rice, most of the fiber and nutrients are stripped away. This leaves the grain as a simple carbohydrate, which is more likely to spike blood sugar and increase inflammation. Try to eat more complex carbohydrates, like brown rice, quinoa, and whole grains. Added sugars. Added sugars, including refined sugars, aren't only found in cookies and other desserts. Added sugar can hide in unexpected places, like boxed cereals and fruit juices. Similar to refined carbohydrates, consuming refined or added sugar is bad for certain types of arthritis because it stimulates inflammation. In addition, consuming too many refined sugars and carbs which provide calories but lack essential vitamins and nutrients can lead to weight gain, which may worsen arthritis symptoms. If you have a sweet tooth, opt for a piece of fruit instead which contains vitamins, fiber, or other good-for-you nutrients. Saturate trans fats. The Arthritis Foundation recommends avoiding trans fats in your diet as much as you can. While trans fats may not affect your arthritis symptoms directly, they do produce a negative effect on your overall health. By lowering good cholesterol and increasing bad cholesterol, both saturated and trans fats increase your risk of heart disease and other health conditions. Try swapping out high trans fats foods like margarine for healthier unsaturated fats like olive oil, which offers beneficial health properties. Alcohol. While the occasional drink won't hurt, drinking too much can negatively affect your health. High alcohol consumption over a long period is linked to increased risk of cancer, diabetes, and stroke. In addition, drinking purine-rich beverages like beer can actually trigger gout, a form of arthritis. If you choose to drink alcohol in moderation, try a glass of red wine instead of a beer. Red wine may help prevent and reduce inflammation, depending on what type of arthritis you have. Some types of alcohol, like red wine, can have anti-inflammatory properties because they contain antioxidants. Drinking no more than 5 ounces of red wine daily has been shown to promote joint health. For other types of arthritis, like gout, alcohol can trigger a flare. Studies have associated all types of alcohol with an increased risk of developing gout and more frequent gout flares. Salt. Many people enjoy salty foods every now and again. However, consuming too much sodium may have a negative effect on your joint health and overall health. Cutting back on salt may reduce calcium loss from bones, which in turn may reduce the risk of osteoporosis. And if you have rheumatoid arthritis, you may need to be even more cautious with sodium. Corticosteroids, commonly used for rheumatoid arthritis treatment, cause the body to hold more sodium. If you consume sodium regularly, try to limit yourself to the daily recommended amount to help maintain your health. Your body needs the sodium and salt for many functions, but consuming too much, which is common, can be problematic. Research has associated high salt intake with greater inflammation and an increased risk for developing rheumatoid arthritis. Look for foods that are low in sodium and have no added salt. Try flavoring your food with herbs and spices, such as ground pepper, oregano, cumin, minced garlic or powder, or onion powder instead. They will enrich the taste of your food in ways that salt can't. Or try a seasoning mix that doesn't have any added salt. Many grocery stores devote shelves to such seasoning mixes, so the choices are plentiful. Red meat. Red meats are higher in fat, particularly saturated fat, than white meats and plant-based proteins. Studies have associated red meat intake with increased levels of inflammation, which may worsen joint swelling and arthritis symptoms. One study found that substituting red meat with chicken, fish, legumes, or nuts was associated with lower inflammatory biomarkers. High-fat dairy. Milk, yogurt, and other dairy products can be bad for arthritis, but it depends on the amount of fat and sugar a particular product contains. In general, avoid full-fat dairy and products with added sugar when you have arthritis. Research has shown a link between a high-fat diet and inflammatory reactions. If you suspect you are sensitive to or intolerant of dairy, eliminate dairy for a brief period of time. This step could help you discover if you feel better when dairy is absent from your diet. Note that some dairy products, such as yogurt and kefir, have probiotics or beneficial bacteria. Kefir is a milk product that is similar to yogurt. Research suggests that probiotics and a healthy mix of gut bacteria decrease inflammation and could help reduce arthritis symptoms. Opt for low-fat options. Omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids are essential polyunsaturated fatty acids that you can only get through food. Along with omega-3 fatty acids, omega-6 fatty acids play a crucial role in brain function and bone health. However, consuming too many omega-6s can cause inflammation and make arthritis worse. Common sources of omega-6 fats include soybeans, corn, safflower, sunflower, canola oil, meat. This doesn't mean you should entirely avoid these foods, as they all have nutritional benefits. You just need to ensure that your daily intake of omega-6s doesn't exceed your intake of omega-3s, which have anti-inflammatory effects. And today, that is what most commonly happens. According to research from the Mid-America Heart Institute, Americans consume 20 times more omega-6 fatty acids, mainly through red meat, than omega-3 fatty acids. To this end, consume omega-6 foods in moderation while increasing your intake of omega-3 foods like salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies, and other fatty fish. Also, try cooking with olive oil, which is primarily monounsaturated fat. Sugar-sweetened beverages. Soda, fruit juices, sweet tea, and other sweetened drinks often contain a lot of sugar. Try to limit your total added sugar intake to 9 teaspoons per day. For the sake of comparison, a 12-ounce can of soda has about 36 grams of sugar or more than 8 teaspoons. Try unsweetened versions of your favorite sweetened beverages or add natural flavors, like fresh lemon or lime slices, to to your plain drinks. Fried foods. Fried foods are often cooked in oils that are high in saturated fat and omega-6 fatty acids. Both have been associated with increased inflammation and an increase in arthritis symptoms. Fried foods often contain other ingredients, breading, salt, and added sugar, that can also lead to inflammation. Try making your meals at home more often so you can control what goes in them. Instead of frying, opt for air frying or baking. Canned foods. You don't have to steer clear of all canned goods, just those high in sugar or salt. For example, fruit canned in syrup usually contains a lot of added sugar, which can increase inflammation. Look for fruit canned in water or 100% fruit juice without added sugar. Salt is used as a preservative in many canned goods, including vegetables, meats, and soups. Look for products that are either low in sodium or include no added salt. Try to keep your salt intake to 2 grams per day. Candy and dessert. Added sugars don't offer any nutritional value. This is why they're often referred to as empty calories. Worse, they can increase inflammation. Limit your added sugar intake to those 9 teaspoons per day. Common food sources of added sugar include candy, desserts, baked goods, ice cream, processed snacks, and condiments like ketchup and barbecue sauce.